Tonight, my dear friends, as we join in a beautiful message taken from the golden pages of Ganesh Puran once more, we begin with a wonderful katha where it is said, we speak in the beginning of time where Lord Ganesh Baba had taken his beautiful avatar, where our Lord had taken birth on the earth, and where he has taken his birth. It is said many devotees throughout the world will know of the importance, the strength of Lord Ganesha. Katha begins where it is said, in a wonderful kingdom, there lived a wonderful king with his Dulahin. And while they would live together happily, successful, while they will make sure all the subjects of the kingdom they are happy, while they will make sure that everybody in the village, in that town, they were happy and they were comfortable, it is said that king and his Dulahin, on a most beautiful night, they've decided to conceive a beautiful child. Months after, a wonderful baby boy has taken birth. And while this child will be born, the king and his Dulahin, they sit down to pray to that beautiful form of Lord Ganesha. It is said, as we know, when you begin a venture, when you begin something new, when you start a new project, when you begin a business, when you begin anything new, my dear friends, Lord Ganesha must be worshipped first. When that king and his Dulahin brought about a beautiful child, the child has taken birth in the world. They decide as devotees of Lord Ganesha to name that child Gana, one of the names of Lord Ganesha. This beautiful baby boy is growing up. He's a very small child. It is said at the age of 2, while growing up at that moment, Scripture tells us he learns to chant Om Gam Ganapataye. Have we taught our children to chant this mantra? This is time of Ganesh Utsav. Have we taught them simply Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha? Tonight, beautifully, when that child is growing up, at the age of 3 and at the age of 4, the child learns to chant. It is said the parents, the king and the queen, from birth, they try their best to do all the sanskars of the child. Let us remember and bear in mind that when a child is born, we have sanskars to perform. Let us remember that when we do these sanskars, the children and our children will grow in the right path. And while this child, this son has been born, it is said, as soon as that child comes into the world, they put hands together and they are thanking their Lord, Sri Ganesha. Remember, as we said for the past 2 nights, even through the being of Lord Ganesha, Lord Vishnu had taken the avatar. So you're worshipping the Lord of life and the remover of all obstacles. And while they will pray to Lord Ganesha, it is said this child comes in the world. After that child has taken birth, on the 6th day, what do we do? Chutney? Hare. Which chutney to eat? We have barahi and chutney. On the 6th day, when the child has come in the world, remember, on that 6th day, gods will come down from the heavens to write on the hands of the child, the forehead of the child, beneath the feet of the child. While everything will be written, destiny will be placed on that in the life of that child. While on 6th and on the 12th day, it is said the 12th day now, there are different rituals that are performed, but Lord Vishnu is also invoked on that day. I remember one old mother told me, and I saw it also in the scripture, on that day we hold the baby. 12 days old baby is how big? Somewhere around there, not so? Somewhere around there. And they will hold that baby in their hand and they will throw the baby in the air and they will then catch back the baby. No mother wants to do it and no father ever wants to do it. But when that part of the sanskar is done, it is said while that child is thrown in mid-air, that child tries to grab to hold on to something. And there's nothing to hold on to in that split of a moment as that child has now come into the world. While that child can't feel anything, that child begins to now gain independence from the mind. Independence starts to grow. That child will grow up as an independent person, will not depend on anyone, will not depend on anything. And while that child will grow that mentality, the mind power will be strong. While the 6th day and the 12th day will be done, before the 1 month, the Nam Karna Sanskar will be done. The name giving, where we will give the baby the name. What name we give any baby? Oh, John? The baby's name is Gana. The baby will be given the name Gana. It is said the king and the queen, they held that baby in their hand and they turned to Bhagwan Surya. Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Bhargo Diyo Yona Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tatsavitur Varenyam. Diyo Yona. And that child will be held in the air, being shown to Bhagwan Surya. Bhagwan Surya is the sun god wherever you shine in the whole world. Know from today that when you see my child, protect my child, because his name from today is Gana. And then they will walk to the Jandi area and take the feet of the child and touch it to the earth. Allow the mother to feel that connection with the child. And while we will place the feet on the earth, Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Durga Rupena Sanstita Namastasya 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 Namo Namaha. Lakshmi Maya, Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Lakshmi Namastasya Namo Namaha. Saraswati Mata, Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Namastasya 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 Namo Namaha. Aaj Shakti Durga Devi Mata ki. The days will be passing by. The child will be growing up. And while that child will be growing up, it is said one of the sanskars is called the Nishkraman sanskar, where the first day that child will come out. After the day of the name giving, that child will come out to see the world. That child will come out to listen to the creatures that are around. That child will take the full sun heat. That child will then start now adapting to the environment. Atharva Veda says that when the Nishkraman sanskar is done, that child becomes bonded with the earth, with the skies, and even in mid-air, as all the devatas will be there. It is said Bhagwan Surya Narayan Swami, he allows Devi Mata in the form of Ganga as a mother of emotions to start controlling the mind of that child. It is said after that sanskar is done, Anna Prasna sanskar is done. Anna means what in Sanskrit? Food. When we are blessing the bhojan, we say Anna Purane, goddess of food. Sada Purane, the god of everything. Shankara Prana Vallabhe. Allow Bhagwan Shiva and yourself to bring that life energy within the food that we eat. While the Anna Prasna sanskar will be done, a little havan will be done, and that child will be given sweet rice kheer to partake. And then we will give the child the salt food. What kind of food? What has salt in it? Vegetarian food. That child will be given salt food. And when that child will partake of it with the mantras, you will say, Lord Vishnu, as you are the Lord of the elements, awaken the elements within the body of the child. Remember, we are composed of the elements. We have the air, we have the fire, the heat within us. We have the liquids, the water, we have the earth that has created the body. And as the body is composed of the elements, Lord Vishnu will awaken the element of the heart, the element of the stomach area. And until whatever we eat, when you do this sanskar, later in life, we do not end up with acid reflux and stomach problems. Lord Vishnu would reside there. Sanskars are very important to be done. According to our scripture, there came a time where the Pandavas, along with Draupadi, they were in the forested path. They were fighting the great Mahabharat war. And while they were fighting this war, it is said Bhishma Pitama, on the battlefield, he was shot with hundreds of arrows. And he was left to die at that moment. And while being left to die, it is said Yudhishthir and Draupadi walked up to Bhishma Pitama. And while Draupadi looked at him, Draupadi started to laugh. He says, Draupadi, why are you laughing at me? I'm lying here just waiting to die. Why are you laughing at me? She says, because I remember something. What do you remember? I have a question for you, Bhishma. While you were standing in the audience on that day, remember that beautiful tune? Draupadi ne jab tumhi pukara, sari yan bahai, Sareyana Bahai. Remember that day when Draupadi was being disrobed by her sari? And she looked at all those who were there. Yudhishthir, Bhim, Nakula, Sahadev, Arjuna, somebody help me please. And nobody wanted to help her. She then looked at Bhishma Pitama and she says, you're like a father to me. Won't you help me? And Bhishma Pitama, he bent his head. She remembers that day. Who saved her? Draupadi ne jab tumhi pukara, sare yana bahai, sare yana bahai. Naam tere fir bikare se kar, dekho mera bhai. She let go with both hands and she placed it in the air and she says, Hare Prabhu, look there, everybody look. Well, Hare, look na. Hare, dekho mera bhai. Look, my brother is there. Who is your brother? Shri Radhe Govinda Gopala Tera. Bole Hari, Shri Radhe Govinda. Do you know what happened that day? She says, Bhishma Pitama, I want to ask you something. On that day when you see the world disrobing me, why is it you didn't come down to help me? Why is it that you just stood there and you looked on? I know what Bhishma Pitama said. He says, Draupadi, that day before I stood there in the arena, Duryodhana, who was disrobing you, he prepared food and he fed me. While he fed me with the food that he prepared, as we were talking about the food of the sanskar, Anna Prashna, while he fed me with that food that was prepared, because of the arrogance, the negativity within his mind, that aura and energy was transferred to the food. And automatically when I partook of the food, everything that was placed in terms of aura, it went through my blood, it went through my body, it went through my entire system, and my body was complete with his aura. So all I could see is how he was feeling. Do you understand why when we're having the puja, we tell everybody, when you wake up in the morning and you're calm and you're quiet and you're feeling nice, go and make the prasad first. Because the energy you will put in that prasad will come from what you have. If you wake up and you take your time and you say a prayer and you pray to the devatas and you offer your dhar and you decide to make the prasad, that prasad comes with divinity. So when people partake of it, you feel uplifted. But if you're making that prasad and that mind is somewhere else, Rameshji, Jai Bhagwan, then what will happen? For example, we are partaking of the laddus of Lord Ganesha every night. What if the laddus were made by somebody, 100 on it? And when they pick up that mix, what happens when you eat a laddu? Yeah, Baba. The energy will transfer. Anger will flow in your mind. You will eat it and realize, but the moment I eat this laddu, I'm feeling agitated. I'm feeling upset. Nobody talk to me. Nobody tell me anything. The energy changes. When you eat something, if somebody's cooking for the puja, if somebody's cooking for the yagya, and they're angry for some reason, and they're knocking that pot from side to side, when you eat that, you will start knocking up from side to side. The aura will transfer. That is how important aura is, energy is. Transfer positive ones. When you're cooking, make sure nobody fighting and quarreling. When you're cooking the food, know that while people will eat that food, make sure you have a good mind. Because whatever you put is what we will feel as a vibration. Bhishma Pitama said, when I partook of that food from Duryodhana, all I felt was anger towards you. All I felt was hatred. And when you called for help, I couldn't move. My mind had controlled my entire body and I couldn't move at that point. And while Draupadi looked at him there, she then put her hands together and it is said the life force started to leave. The Anna Prashna Sanskar is very important. That is why before you eat, always pray. Before you eat your food, put your hands together and say, Om Shri Krishna Arpanam. Lord, from this point, I will only eat vegetarian food. Why laugh? I don't expect you to say Krishna Arpanam. And according to Pandit Randy, you might have Quack Quack Arpanam in there. You see, it is very, very important that whatever you partake of, allow Bhagwan to bless it. When Mirabai was about to eat, it is said they covered the plate with a snake because they wanted her to die. And when they covered that plate with a snake, she knew that before she would always eat, she will always say Shri Krishna Arpanam. And when she opened the cover, there was prasad. When they gave her a glass of milk to drink, they placed poison inside of it. When she was about to drink it, it is said she decided to call upon the name of the Lord like this in one line. Sham tere ban se pukare Radhana. Sham tere ban se pukare Radhana. लोग करे मेरा तो योगी वरना लोग करे मेरा तो योगी वरना Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki. She called out, Prabhu, if the world wants to kill me and destroy me, Om Shri Krishna Arpanam. And when she partook of that milk with the poison, it became Panch Amrit. Bhagwan will save us. But we must live like the yogis of the world, and everything that we do, call upon Him.